All right, in this video, I wanted to show you three really quick ways to build lead lists for local businesses. So this is if you're targeting like, I don't know, dentists, chiropractors, restaurants, anything like that to offer like, technology or marketing services or anything along those lines. So it's three different ways. The first way is within Clay, and I've got a full tutorial on how to do this like step by step. I'm going to show you like an overview here. So you would do this by scraping and pulling information from Google Maps. So in your main Clay table, or the sort of workspace section, you'll go find local businesses using Google Maps, and then you might put in, I don't know, New York, for example, as the place where you want to go, and you want to find, HVAC in New York as an example. And then we're just going to expand the radius a little bit, and we're going to just keep the results like that. And we just go continue, and then add, we don't add to existing table. And then we're going to create a table like this. And then this is basically what it's going to do is going to pull information from Google Maps, and it's going to find a bunch of businesses here. And then you can keep going back and adding data to the table by expanding, your search or where you're searching. You could say like, HVAC in, and then just do all the regions just outside of New York, right? The same way as if you were going to go on Google Maps and scrape all of the data on Google Maps and then do and search for businesses just in the sort of like surrounding radius, you would do the same thing here, and then you would continue adding it. And what it's going to do, it's going to pull their company name, the address, the phone, the reviews, as well as the website. And the website's obviously super important because then what you can do is you can start to scrape a website for information on like the founders, email addresses, and everything like that. So this is the first way. It's through Clay. You can also just go straight to Google Maps, but Clay, I find, is just easier and better because you can put it all in one table rather than having to scrape. It's a bit of a mess. So that's the first one. The second one is ListKit. So ListKit's actually pretty decent for finding local businesses. I've used it a couple times and it's actually pretty good. It is a little bit more expensive, or a lot more expensive actually. It starts at $79 a month. It's very similar to Apollo in terms of like capabilities. They just have, from what I can see, a lot more data on local businesses than Apollo. Apollo has a pretty small database on that, so not worth using Apollo unless you're doing like you're trying to find a couple of extras here and there. I did do another video on that kind of showed you how you could use Apollo to find local business leads, but it wouldn't be the primary one that you use. So yeah, ListKit is another one. I just wanted to show you the price because it is a little bit more expensive, but it is pretty good. And the only thing with doing this, with using Clay, for example, is you have to enrich a lot of the data, and the process takes a long time. Whereas if you use something like this or a D7, which I'll show you in just a second, you can just put the criteria in and then it will spit out the email addresses already there. Rather here, you would have to like fully enrich and fully go through the whole list. So it does take, a little bit of time to do that, but either one is pick which one you would prefer and try different ones out. But the layout of ListKit is pretty similar to Apollo in terms of like filtration system and things like that. And then the third one is D7 Lead Finder. I have again used this a couple of times, but basically you would input the keyword. So I don't know, HVAC, and then let's just say in New York, like what I was searching for before. And then this would pull all of the information, and you can see, so we just go here and we get leads. And you can see here, you get 1,200 businesses, the business name, email address, and all this kind of stuff. Now, the only thing I would say with using D7 is the quality of the data isn't always 100% or not the best. And the other thing as well is a lot of people use it for local businesses. So if you're using the same data source as everyone else, then a lot of times these people will have been contacted like 50 to 100 times already. So just keep that in mind. D7, I think, is around 35, 40 bucks a month. So a little bit cheaper. And I think, let me just have a look at new plans because I haven't used it in a while. So you can see the different pricing options. So you get 30,000 daily leads. You can still get a lot of leads with using D7, but again, it might be worth just checking out different data providers and seeing whether or not this would be the best option for you, or alternatively using something like ListKit or using Clay. Clay, again, it's probably going to take the most amount of time because you have to enrich the data, you have to pull the list first, and then you have to enrich everything afterwards. ListKit and D7 will already have the leads there. So I hope that's been useful. If you need any help with putting together these kinds of lists, then feel free to book a call below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.